Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga Flow. Our special request for today is to work on the neck. So I'm going to integrate neck movement into some of the poses and the flows that we do, and also some static stretches. Also, I do have a blanket. If you like to support your hips for our Z sit, have that at the ready, and a block, and 2 pillows for at the end of class, a hand towel for our neck work. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is place my blanket underneath my right hip. So facing you, it'll be your right side, but my left. And I'm going to bring both of my legs off to the side. So I haven't really mentioned this much. You'll see this more in Pilates than you will in yoga, but there's 2 different ways you can sit in Z sit or mermaid. So one way is we can keep the legs closer together, and I have this top ankle kind of resting in the cradle of the arch of my left foot. I have the blanket under this hip just to keep it slightly elevated. Or we can do the 90-90 Z sit, where this front leg is bent 90 degrees, the other leg bent about 90 degrees, and it comes back a little bit further. So I want you to settle in to one or the other that you think might feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to do the mermaid today. And then let's just bring our right arm out to the side onto the mat. We'll try to make our body in a straight line on the diagonal. I just want you to take a nice big stretch here. And always remember that if it bothers the arm to be up, you can bring it to the shoulder, behind the head, a little bit in front of your body, wherever this arm might feel comfortable. And then as we hold this, I want you to gaze up toward the sky and then down toward the right hand or the right shoulder. And then we'll look up. So we're coming through rotation of the neck, but while gravity is in a different position than when we are sitting straight up. Let's go one more, looking up. And one more, looking down. Now let's hold the head in the down position. Take this left arm and reach through the window, and then really look behind your body. And then we'll inhale to expand out, looking up toward the hand. Exhale, reaching through, just a little thread the needle. Being kind to your spine today. These are our first few movements, so I want you to be aware of any modifications you might need to make. Well, let's do one more. And rotate. And then we'll reach up, look up to that hand, and then do 5 wrist circles around. And then reverse direction. All right, great. Let's take this hand and put it on the floor, maybe about shoulders width apart. And I want to make sure that your elbows aren't going out to the side, but keep them in close to the body, and lower yourself down and press yourself up. So this is just a nice little baby push-up or chaturanga. You might feel like your right arm is working a little harder than your left. And you can either inhale down, exhale up, or the reverse. Exhale down, inhale up. Let's get about 4 more for maybe 10. So we're in a bit of a twist here while we're lowering and lifting. 2 more. And last one. All right, walk yourself all the way up. Take this left leg and extend it out long onto your mat. And I do like this blanket still under my sitting bone. We'll keep our body facing forward as we side stretch. And then reverse that position. So this is like the gate pose. alternating side bends. So we can also move our neck sideways. So just for a moment, stop in the middle and drop left ear to left shoulder and right ear to right shoulder. One more each. And then what I want you to do is add this movement to the rest of the side bend. So as we go over, try to get your left ear towards your shoulder. And then the other way, right ear, right shoulder. It feels different adding it to the entire spine, doesn't it? Great. Gently lengthening that left hamstring. One more on each side. And then come up to the center. Turn your body to face that extended leg. Take your yoga strap. Loop it under the bottom of the foot. And let's take a 30-second stretch here. So I like to really be mindful of keeping the back straight and not hunching over as we're stretching. So really extend long through the spine. Hinge, almost like you're leading with your chest to come forward. And let's try a bucket handle breath here. So breathe into the side ribs. Let them flare laterally. Exhaling fully. This will be your last breath. Great. Release that yoga strap. Okay, take a moment to position yourself into your Z sit to the opposite side. If you're using that blanket, we'll bring it under the left hip. And again, we have the options here of going 90-90 or our little mermaid version of stacking the top ankle into the cradle of the bottom foot. And we'll reach that left arm out to the side. We're creating that nice long spine here through the crown of the head, and we'll lift that arm. So let's just keep this stretch here. You can take the arm up a little more if that feels comfortable, or modify this shoulder position any way you'd like. And then we'll just turn the head. Let's go up first. Turn the head up to the hand and then down to the left shoulder or hand. Just nice and slow. And try not to hold all of your body weight into your left arm. So use your core to kind of lift up so you're not feeling a lot of pressure into your wrist, your elbow, or your shoulder. Let's do one more, just that head rotation. Once you look down, keep it there. Bring that top arm to thread the needle through and look way behind you. This should feel like a great twist through your spine. Then we'll inhale, open, looking up, even dropping that shoulder back behind you. Exhale, thread the needle. Hollow out your belly, scoop it in when you exhale. Two more. One more full repetition. And then reach up, gaze to the hand. Let's do 5 wrist circles. Reverse direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that hand down to the floor. So you're in a twist, but your hands are maybe hips, shoulders distance apart. Make sure your elbows are coming in close to your body as we do 10 chaturanga push-ups. So we'll lower down and press up. You choose your breathing pattern. In traditional Western exercise, we'll probably feel more comfortable exhaling when we push up, but you can also try the reverse. Really engage the core muscles. Which arm is working harder? Yes, you're right. It's the left. 3 more repetitions. Strengthening those triceps and shoulders, chest muscles. 1 more. All right, let's come back up. And then we'll take a side stretch over. Pull it up and side stretch the other way. It's kind of hard to go this way, right? Especially if the hips are really tight. So lateral flexion of the spine. But let's just try the neck. So tip your head. Tip your head. 1 more of each. Then add that neck movement to the entire side bend. Drop the ear toward the shoulder. And then other way. Nice. It's just gentle, doesn't need to be forced. How about 1 more each direction? I'm hearing a little bit of crunching in the neck, and then release it down. Okay, we'll send this top leg, extend it out long, but turn your body toward the front. Oh, this is when we did it this way, didn't we? Oh, yes, Lisa, you added some extra stuff on this side, didn't you? That's what happens when I'm flying by the seat of my pants and just creating class as I go. Let's do 2 more. Maybe my body was telling me I needed that on that side. You never know. Okay, let's come up and we'll turn the torso toward the leg with our yoga strap. Really increase the length of your spine first. So make sure you're sitting tall and not slumped here. If you need to let out the strap to do that, please do. And then hinge forward. We have 30 seconds to stretch and breathe. So we've talked quite a bit in classes about reciprocal inhibition, and that's tightening the quad to relax the hamstring or whatever opposing muscle group it might be. So try to engage this quad muscle. You'll see your kneecap pull back. Now, it might not do it if you have a bend in your knee, but that's okay. Still attempt to tighten this muscle. 1 more breath. Nice. And then release that strap. Let's move into baddha konasona, or our butterfly pose. And I do enjoy sitting on my blanket for this one as well. So we'll bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open. So I just want you to be passive in this pose. Sometimes it's nice. I have a wall behind my body. So sometimes it's nice just to sit right up against the wall, and I'm not using my core. I can just relax and let these legs melt toward the mat. So if you're there against a wall, you can do that. But it's not a bad thing also to request your own muscles to support your body here. Now, if at any time you're not feeling comfortable in this position, please adjust. You can sit in a chair. You can open the legs straight into wide leg pose, simple cross leg, any way you'd like. But let's take our hand towel. And we've done this a few times before, but I'm going to give you nice instructions on how we're going to do this. So we'll take it behind the neck, let it drape on either side of your neck. We'll take the left hand first and bring it across to hold on to the right side of the towel. The right hand will reach on top, so we make a crisscross. And I'm going to bring this towel up to cover over my ear a little bit and give a little gentle tug on both ends of the towel. And we'll hold 30 seconds. Make any adjustments you need if you feel any discomfort in this stretch. And again, this tug is gentle, but you'll feel the towel supporting the cervical spine while we're stretching. Two more deep breaths. All right, nicely done. Let's bring that head up. And then if we keep the right hand, we can just simply let go of the left and bring it around on top. This arm's going to come up. You've got to be careful of my mic here. Goes over the ear. We give a gentle tug downward and to the side with the right hand and a gentle tug over with the left. About 30 seconds. Now you should be letting your hips relax here. So try not to tighten them and pull your legs up. Just soften and breathe. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Two more deep breaths. All right, let's release it and bring it up. Remove the hand towel, but keep it close to your mat for some additional work a little bit later in class. And take your time to come to a stand at the top of your mat on the short end. Last week, I did a modification for Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar B, using the chair. So we'll do a few of those movements again today with the chair as an option. But it's kind of nice. Let's just stand in mountain pose and then start to check in. After I started this channel, I've been getting members that have joined from all around the world. And I have a person by the name of Nirad Grover, and he's from India. And he gave me a nice message about last week's class and the ability to transition our bodies as we age to still be able to use our yoga pose, to do our yoga practice, but to use things like a chair, a block as a prop. So I want you to feel, if you need to adjust and you need to use a prop, that you're just being kind to your body and you're being able to extend out your yoga practice with whatever you're dealing with in life. It's not cheating. It's not a bad thing to use these props. So if you have a chair, let's stand and face forward on that chair, toward the chair. Bring your hands down so that we're hands and feet. Make your spine nice and long. Soften your knees if you need to, or extend them. This is a half lift forward fold. Now engage your core muscles, and as you inhale, start to bring your arms forward and up. Press your hips forward and squeeze your glutes. Then lengthen out long as you shift your hips back and place the hands to the chair lightly. You can bend your elbows if you're more flexible to go lower, or you can put your hands on your shins like you would for a half lift. Now, if your shoulders bother you to reach out and up, bring your palms to your heart as you begin to come up. Extend, squeeze the glutes. You're opening up the hip flexors. And then hinge back down, hands to the chair. So either short lever with palms at your heart, or a long lever, just a little bit more work through your spinal extensors as you're coming up. Now, as we come up for this next one, look over your right shoulder, but try not to twist your spine that way. Just look. And then reach out and fold. Come on up, look to the left shoulder, and come down. Now let's all do hands at heart this time as we come up. Look over the right shoulder, but twist your spine to the left. So I'm going to bring my torso as far as I can to the left. Keep your hips pointing forward. And then back to the center. We'll come down and come up, palms at heart center, Anjali Mudra. With your head only, look left. With the rest of your spine, turn right, but don't let your hips rotate. Keep your ankles, your knees, and your hips pointed toward the top edge of your mat. And then we'll do that once more each side. Fold forward, softening the knees any amount. Stretch the posterior chain. Inhale, come up, palms at the heart. Look to the right. Rest of the spine goes left. Tighten your right glute. Come to the center and down. Good, one more. Come back up, palms at the heart. Look left. Twist the spine right. So if I tense my left glute here, I can try to keep my hips a little bit more even to the front. If I let it go, then my hips are going to migrate to the right side. Okay, let's come back to center and fold. Now we're going to involve the lower body in our warrior one pose. So as you come up, press the palms and step your right foot back any amount, warrior one. So the heel is down on warrior one, front knee is bent, back leg is pretty straight. Although my right knee with the arthritis, that knee won't straighten all the way. So I definitely have a bent knee. So we are going to look right, turn the rest of the spine left. Tighten your right glute. Open up that right hip flexor. Come back to the center. Reach forward as you step that back foot into forward fold. Your hands can come a little lower since we're starting to warm up a little bit through the posterior chain. And then we'll come up, press hands at the heart, step the left foot back. Find a good warrior one first. Stabilize, engage your core. Look left, turn right with the rest of the spine and engage your left glute. Now I want you to be pushing your palms together. So give yourself some upper body isometric connection here. Good. And come back to center. Reach out, forward fold, stepping the back foot in. Let's do this flow one more time on each side. So rise up, press palms at the heart, step back with the right foot. Maybe try a bigger step back this time. Look right. Turn the spine left. Ooh, this is a little harder for balance. Are you tightening your right glute? Reciprocal inhibition for relaxing the right hip flexor. Come back to center. Reach out, step forward, forward bend. Nice breath in and out. Okay, let's rise up, press palms, step the left foot back, maybe a little further than you did the first time. I want you to still be able to square your hips forward. Look left, twist the spine right. Good. Come back to center. Reach out, step forward into your forward bend. Now I'm going to give you a chance to come into twisting prayer lunge. So I want you to take a pretty significant step back this time. Your option is to repeat what we just did if that's more comfortable. So let's rise up, press palms, Take a big step back with your right foot. Now you can keep your heel up. This is high crescent lunge, or you can turn and plant it. That's going to be a little bit easier for balance with this. With the heel up, it's easier for you to twist. Now this time, we're going to look the opposite direction we have been. So look left, twist the spine left, so everything's turning left, and maybe bring your right elbow down toward your left thigh into your twisting prayer lunge. Take options as needed here. Come back to the center. It's challenging for balance. Reach out forward, step the back foot in, forward bend. Ooh, my left hip replacement said that was a lot of work on those muscles that aren't back to full strength yet. All right, let's rise up, press palms at the heart. Left foot steps back as far as you can comfortably step. Heel can be lifted or planted. We'll look right and twist right, so everything goes that same direction. And maybe bring there, good thing that chair was there. Maybe bring that elbow down. Twisting prayer lunge. Good. Breathe, breathe. Come back up. Reach out. Step in, forward, fold. Ooh, that was challenging. Good news, we're only going to try it once today. Okay, so either using your chair or the floor, let's step back into down dog. So if you're using the chair, just step back. Open up through the lats and the shoulders, or walk your hands down to the mat. Step back. Now, I'm going to allow you just to stay as you are and play. So some things we could maybe do is pedal your feet, bend and straighten one leg at a time. You can kind of turn your body a little from side to side and just kind of feel what's happening in your hips and shoulders and waist. You could lift one leg up and set it down and then the other. So you're just going to play here for about another 30 seconds. You're just on your own. And you can also come down into dolphin where these elbows drop down to the mat. Keep breathing. Now, if you have knee issues and you don't want to come to hands and knees, you're going to walk your feet back towards your hands and use your hands on your chair and do hands and feet. Otherwise, if you're okay to be on your knees, let's come on down. I'm just going to grab my blanket really quick for a little bit of comfort. And let's come to all fours. Now I want you to make a little claw with your hands. So you're kind of bending your knuckles a little bit and clawing the mat just to activate your fingers and your hands. Now let's pull the claw like we're going to drag our hands towards our feet. So pull, lift your tailbone up, let your chest shine forward and your chin slightly lift. This is cow. And I'm pretty vigorously clawing back on the mat. So really creating some tension, some isometric work. Now push the claw away from you like you're going to slide your hands forward. Tuck your tailbone and your chin. Rise up into cat. Let's do one more. Claw backwards towards your knees. Cow. And then push the claw forward. Round up cat. And then try to find neutral. Good. Now just relax your hands a little bit, kind of releasing that clawing action. And then we're going to do this with one leg extended out. So find your claw again. Extend the right leg straight back. pull the claw towards you a little bit and lift the leg and slightly lift the chin. Now, I don't want you to really arch your neck much. And then push the claw away from you. Bring that knee in, really round your back. Exhale, exhale. Let's do 2 more. Claw backward, extend, claw forward, pull that knee in, hollow out your belly, round your back. 1 more, claw backward, claw forward, and then drop your knee down to the mat and relax your arms. So maybe come to your elbows or back to a traditional balasana, child's pose. If you're using the chair and you're on your feet, you could stand up for a moment. So I don't know, how much emphasis you're giving this, but I'm really feeling a lot of work in my hands and fingers. So let's do the other side, but keep it within your own comfort zone. Make your claw on the mat. Extend your left leg straight back. Flex your heel. Now pull the claw toward you and lift the leg a little higher. Then push the claw away, pull your knee into chest. Inhale, claw pulling backward. Exhale, claw pushing forward. 1 more. And then drop the knee down. Take a relaxing pose. If you want to do a couple wrist circles, something like that, open and close fists. Okay, let's come back. If you want a little bit of a clawing action, you can do that. If your hands are pretty tired, just relax your fingers loose on the mat. Keep your elbows inward on this, so not out to the side, but keep them tucked in. And then let's lift that right leg back, flex your foot, and then bend your elbows any amount, like you're going to bring your chin and your chest down to the mat and push up. Now I'm going to try for 10, but I want you to get a number that feels okay for you. Now, if you feel like you're working your left arm a little more, you're probably leaning over because you're only on your left leg. Try to even out the work in your arms. So you feel like your right arm is working just as hard as your left, and vice versa. Okay, I think I have about 3 more. And 2. And 1. Knee comes down. Let's take a break for the arms. Any counter pose. Now, if that's too much work, what can we do? We can do it with both knees on the floor. We can do a baby arm bend. We don't have to go very much to work the arms. So the lower you go down, you've got to make yourself, to come back up. So do what you can here. This is our last side, strengthening the arms. Find your all fours position, maybe claw a little bit if you like that. Extend your left leg straight back, keep your elbows tucked in, and just try a little one, down and up. And then you can see if you can go a little further. There's no specific goal, although I'm shooting for 10. I want you to do what you can. Try to balance out the intensity between both arms. Breathing. If your leg is lifted, try to keep it activated. Tighten your quad muscle and your hamstring or your glutes. I've got 3 more. Ooh, this is heating up the body. 2. And 1. Come back to all fours. Take any kind of counter pose to relax the arms or move the wrists. So let's press up. Again, you can do this next pose standing up if you have difficulty being on your knees, but let's come all the way up. Reach for your yoga strap. Bring it behind your back. Open it apart any amount and stretch. Now, squeeze the glutes a little bit and try to press the hips forward. This doesn't have to be a really big back bend, but I don't want you to be hinged at the hips. I don't want you to be here. I want you to feel like you're tightening the backside so you're opening the front of the hips. Make sure you're not tossing your head all the way back. So keep the neck long. And then we are going to try to hinge from the hips and do a little bit of a child's pose. So your heels come back, you're coming down. Maybe you can go all the way for your forehead to touch, maybe not. And then pull yourself up. Now, if you're standing on your feet, you're going to do a little forward bend, any amount going forward. And coming up. If you don't want to hinge at all and you just want to hold the upper body stretch, that's fabulous. One more time, hinge. And pull it up. All right, very nicely done. Okay, release the strap. If you're okay to be on your knees, stay here. If you need to be standing, you're going to take your right foot and bring it on top of the chair if you're standing up, or if you're on your knee, bring your right foot forward and extend it out. So I want you to hinge forward from the waist and come down to enjoy a stretch. Now for me, this is pretty intense, so I'm just going to grab my yoga block. You can even use two here, so there's one under each hand, and we are going to stretch in our Hanumanasana prep, or this is a prep for a front split, where we slide all the way out. And again, our spine should be long, not hunched and curved. Just about a 30-second hold. And then from here, we're going to deeply bend the front knee and shift the hips forward and down. So we're in our hip flexor pose or our low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Again, I'm holding the block here, but you can support on your front thigh. You can extend the arms and really get a stretch here. And which glute would you say you need to contract? Yes, the left. So we want to tighten that left glute. Let's do one more of each. So I'm going to start to straighten the front leg, shifting the body weight back, flex the front heel or the front ankle, and stretch. Now I want you to start thinking about which one you feel you need the most. You might be really stretchy this way, but when you go forward, your hip flexor is tight. So maybe that's the one that you need a little more of, or vice versa. So let's shift into Anjaneyasana. And then decide which one you need the most of. Gosh, I need them both, but I'm only going to give you a chance for one more. So decide if you're going to stay here or if you're going to bring it back and take the other one. Three more breaths. Okay, take your time to switch your legs. So again, if you're standing, you're going to reach out the left leg to the chair. If you're kneeling, your left leg will go long on the mat. Use props as needed. Square off your hips, keep your spine long, and then we'll fold forward. Oh, already I think this is going to be the one I need a little more of on this side. It's really feeling tight today. Pull those toes up. Elongate the posterior chain. Okay, let's shift by bending that left knee. Drop your right hip down. Okay, so this one for me is bothering my arthritis on that back knee. So I'm going to lift up off the back knee for just a moment. There's always another way to manage our poses. Got to get creative sometimes, though. Okay, so let's go back to our Hanumanasana prep. While you guys are holding that one, I'm going to come up to the chair to finish out this sequence on this side. That way I can demo it for you, but I can also avoid the pain in the knee that I was experiencing in Anjaneyasana. Okay, let's do our Anjaneyasana. So we'll bend the front knee. We're dropping this hip forward to open up the hip flexor. And then start to think of which one you want to finish with. You can stay as you are for that last few breaths. Or if you like the hamstring stretch, well, I shouldn't say if you like it. If you feel like you need it more, then take that one. So final hold. Last breath. All right, let's come on up. So either down on the floor or standing, whichever, I'm going to have you collect some props for our relaxation pose. So my head's going to be up at this end. So I'm going to take my hand towel and set it there where my head's going to rest on it. If you need a little bit more of a pillow, you can do that as well. And then I'm going to take my two pillows, or you can use a rolled up towel or blanket, and I'm going to put them on either side of my mat. That's going to give me some support for my knees when I come into baddha konasana. And then I'm going to use my blanket to put on top of my thighs just to kind of weight this down a little bit. Okay, so whatever you need for props, let's come on down onto our backs. And we are going to put our knees out into our supta baddha konasana. And I'm going to rest my head back here on the hand towel. Now, if for any reason this pose is not agreeing with you, you feel back issues, anything like that, I want you to make adjustments for whatever you feel your body needs. And I'm going to grab this blanket, and I'm going to weight the top of my legs. And this blanket is just heavy enough that it just pushes down and I feel supported and comfortable and warm. And then reaching back next to either side of your head, I want you to grab hold of that hand towel. And on an inhale, we'll start to lift the head slightly up off the mat. And on an exhale, lift higher. On an inhale, come halfway down. Exhale to lower all the way down. Now, if this isn't comfortable for you to hold on to the towel, you can use your hands behind the head, or you can place your arms across your chest, but your neck is going to get a lot more work if you're not supporting. I do like the hand towel for this. So on an inhale, come up a little bit with your head. Exhale, lift up as high as you can. Inhale, part way down. Exhale to relax. Let's do two more. Inhale, part way up. Exhale, contract the core. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're not pulling your head forward. You're just supporting your neck and relaxing it. One more. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, squeeze it up. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale and relax. Now, if you'd like, you can use your hand towel like an eye pillow. So I'm just going to put it over my eyes and I'm going to tuck it behind my head. So we're just going to remove the light for just a bit. Now place your arms in a comfortable position. You might like them on top of your belly. You can feel the inhale and the exhale as your belly rises and falls. If you want to stretch your arms, you can reach them either above the head or out to the side. Give yourself a nice stretch here. And then just key into your breathing. Doesn't matter the way you're breathing. You can pick one of the breath styles or pranayamas that we've learned along the way in LisaBug class. But just be aware of your breathing. And then start at your feet. Be aware of your feet. Are they touching? Are they slightly apart? My heels are touching, but I can freely wiggle my toes. They're not touching. Then notice the entire legs from the feet up to the hip bones. Are they relaxed, feeling comfortable, or are you tensing and tightening those muscles? Bring your awareness to the pelvis. Feel it heavy into the mat. The belly is relaxed and soft. There might be a small space under your lower back. Notice the rib cage. Is it moving as you're breathing? Is your chest rising and falling? Do your shoulder blades feel secure into the mat? Notice your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, your hands. Just allow them to be supported by the floor. Notice your neck. Is your head neutral? Is your neck long and soft, relaxed? Notice your head where you feel it connect with your mat. And then notice the muscles in your face. Make sure they're relaxed, surrendering to the pose, not tensing your jaw.
Low power mode.
Ooh, sorry about that there. That's my microphone.
Low power mode.
Okay, I'm going to go shut that off real quick while you guys continue to relax in this pose for a few more breaths.
Low power mode.
So if you would like to remain in this pose as long as you'd like, I want you to feel comfortable staying as you are. Otherwise, just start to find some gentle movement in your body. Maybe you're moving your head back and forth on the mat or wiggling your fingers, your toes. Perhaps you close your knees together and pull them up to your chest one at a time. And take about the next 30 seconds to a minute to come to a comfortable seat. Once you have made your way back to a comfortable seat, eyes are still closed. Take any other additional neck movements that you might need, perhaps a couple of half circles. And then we'll meet one another with a breath in, stretching the arms out and up. We'll press the palms together above the head. Allow the thumbs to drift to the forehead. This is our area of knowledge and wisdom. And we pause here for positive thoughts. We bring the thumbs to the lips. We hear for positive words. We bring the thumbs to our heart. We pause here for positive actions. And the light and joy that reside within me honors the light and joy in each of you. Namaste. All right, everyone. If you can stay for a chat, I'd love to hear how everything felt today, how the neck felt. If not, send me a little message. I would love to hear from you. And I'll get our recording exited.